PR Connections Radio presents.
Hello there. This is Jesse Oakley III, and welcome to Sunday Morning Chat Series with Jesse Oakley III. And the purpose of the Sunday Morning Chat Series is to get a chance to interview a plethora of positive people that are making big differences in their communities, whether they're singers, entertainers, writers, speakers, authors, anybody else that's doing a major service to the community. You'll hear from them first on the Sunday Morning Chat Series. And today we have ourselves a wonderful episode with a wonderful individual. And we're going to talk about this thing called Capstone's Ministries International. And to talk about this ministries, who better than to talk to the founder of the ministries? Please help me welcome to this stage today, Maria Boyd. Hey, Maria, how's it going?
Hey, Jesse. Thank you for having me.
All right. And without any further delay, let's chat.
Okay.
All right. Now, first and foremost out there, what is Capstone Ministries? Could you give a good definition about what you do for Capstones?
Capstone Ministries International is exactly what the title says or the name says. We are a multifaceted ministry. It's not a church. It's a group of different ministries that it has a number of ministries under its umbrella, and which includes over 30 churches in Africa within 3 countries.
Wow, that's truly fantastic.
Yes. Okay. I mean, here in the United States, it looks like we're not doing anything, but there's a lot of things going on.
I tell you what, that's truly fantastic.
Yeah, our vision, if I may, our vision is to see the world where leaders from every nation are transformed. I mean, and that they're united through the unadulterated truth of Scripture. It's because God is not a religion. It's about a relationship. And we envision a global community of leaders equipped to bring about spiritual renewal, promoting justice, and embodying the love of our Messiah in their spheres of influence. This is what Capstone Ministries is all about. And we focus mostly on the leaders because they are the ones that lead the people. If they don't have the proper tools, they can't do it properly.
All right. Now, the next question I have for you is, we talked about Capstone Ministries. How did you get started with this wonderful, wonderful group?
This started back in 1992, 91. In 91, I had this vision. It kind of like in front of me, I saw this triangle, and that triangle was split in half. And I told my husband, I said, Michael, I just saw something weird and I explained it to him. And he said, honey, that's not a triangle. It's a pyramid. And I asked him I said, what are you talking about, pyramid? And he explained to me how he had been watching this minister on TV talking about a pyramid in Egypt. And so I asked him, I said, well, what pyramid? He said, I don't know. I said, well, what good is that? And he said, but, it's a pyramid, and supposedly it is a pyramid that represents God's word in stone. I was like, oh, that's interesting. So I went along. I said, well, do you know what books he used? He said, no. I said, how am I supposed to do anything with that? But the researcher that I am, I started digging, and I learned about the Pyramid of Giza. And I spent 2 years studying about that pyramid.
Okay.
And I learned everything about it. And at the end of 2 years, God placed in my spirit, in my heart, to start a ministry. And he said, call it Capstone Ministries. And I said, okay. And that is where Capstone Ministries began in California in 1993.
Wow. And the rest, they say, is history.
Yes, yes. When we came to Las Vegas, we had to cut it, close it down when we moved here to Vegas. And when we started the ministry back up, I went online to start a new website, and I saw all these Capstone Ministries, and there was no name, there was nothing. I couldn't use Capstone Ministries because they had taken it all up. And when we started, there were no Capstone Ministries. We were the first one. And I said, I asked God, I said, okay, Father, what do I do now? I mean, they've taken our name. He said, no. He said, they haven't. He said, add international. I said, but we're not international. He's like, you will be. And today we are international.
Oh, truly fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, a question I have for you is, you had this vision of creating Capstone Ministries, and it's from A to B, from idea to end result. There are many types of journeys and challenges along the way. What types of challenges have you faced with the, besides the name, what type of challenges have you faced when it comes to getting all this together?
I think my main challenge has always been the finances,
Mm-hmm.
because we know in this world, nothing happens without money,
Right.
unfortunately. And that's been my main challenge. Um, right now, I'm looking at finances, and it's all by the grace of God, really.
Right.
Because if I looked at my own income, it'd be like, no way, Jose. Okay. That's not going to happen. But every time I've needed something, God's always been right there on time. Right now, we have an orphanage in Africa. The
Okay.
children are hungry. They need to go to school. And I'm learning so much about Africa because I've never, believe it or not, I've never stepped foot in Africa in my entire life. I've never
What?
been there. Never, ever been there. Yes, I know that sounds wild, but I've never been there. And the ministry out there started with one simple email from a pastor asking me, how much do you charge to send us your teachings? And I sent him back one sentence: freely I received, freely I give.
Mm.
And that was it. I started sending these teachings to him, and he started sharing it. The next thing I know, everybody, they're all like, can we be under your umbrella? Could you be our overseer? And like I said, today we have over 30 churches in 3 countries.
All right.
So,
Now,
but those are my challenges.
oh my goodness, that was truly interesting. And whatever challenges comes, there's hope to rise. And speaking of hope, what do you always have some best moments that come from this experience? Now, what were some of the best moments that you had in getting this stuff together?
I think my best moments was watching God orchestrate all of these things, because I know of myself, and I humbly say this, I know of myself, this would never have happened. I couldn't do this just physically alone. I just couldn't, because really, Capstone Ministries was Michael and I. We did it all. We did it all. It's not like we had a big congregation. We did start off with a church because I needed to understand the workings of it. But it was just he and I. And basically it was really wow. Because he was the kind of guy that he wanted to stay in the background. He did. He used to always tell me, "I'm the bronze, you're the brain,"
Ah,
and we had this little joke. You What is it, that cartoon? Uh, oh, I can't think of the name of it.
in the brain.
Yes, Pinky in the Brain. He'd always tell me, "I'm Pinky, you're the brain." So that was it. That was our thing, because he was there. He was the brawn. He was whatever I needed done. The lifting, he did it. But everything else, putting everything together, that was on my shoulders. And when we started the church, and I said, "You're the pastor," he said, "No, I'm not." He said, "No, you're the pastor." I said, "No, you're the man, and you're supposed to be the pastor." He said, "No, you're the pastor. I don't want to be the pastor." And that's what God kept telling us. I was the pastor. And now I understand why.
All
So,
right.
but yeah, I mean, we had some great times, and I still enjoy ministry, and it's fun. It's a lot of work, but it's fun.
All right, fantastic, fantastic. Now, there are people out there that are amazed and inspired by what you're doing, and they want to do what you're doing. They want to be in your shoes when it comes to something amazing. Now, if you were to meet somebody out there and say, and someone tells you, Maria, I am inspired, I'm in awe of your work and what you're able to do and make a difference. How can I be in your shoes? What advice would you give that person who ever asked that questions to you?
My first my first answer would be pray. Pray, because what I do, it has to be called by God. This is not something like a career that I like doing this, and I want to make this my career. I'm going to go to school and learn about it.
True.
This is not how this works. What I do, you have to be called of God. He has got to call you into it. And because when he does that, first of all, he anoints you for it. Secondly, he prepares you for it. It's not something that you do just because you want to do it. And I'm telling you, it's not something that I would pray for either. Okay?
Right, right.
Because it's really a lot of work and a lot of sacrifice. And if you're not ready, if you're not willing to really get out of self and allow yourself to be led by God, don't do it. Don't do it, because you're going to fall on your face. Because I know everything that happens, and I cannot take credit of the success for Capstone Ministries International.
Right.
I can't, and I won't. It is all by the grace of God. It is his leadership. It's like he tells me jump, I say, Father, how high? And that's how Capstone works. I don't, it's not about me. It's all about him. And anybody that wants to get into this, like I said, the first thing is pray. Is this what he wants you to do? Because if it is, then he will equip me. He'll equip you. He'll give you everything you need to do what you need to do. And always make sure that he's guiding you. That's my advice to anyone.
Fantastic advice. And now there are people that also want to know about more about Capstone Ministry, about the information, come from, availability, and I was wondering if you have any resources where people can know more about Capstone. Where could they go?
Well, unfortunately, I had to tear down my website, and I'm in the process of recreating a new website. But for the time being, I have actually developed a little brochure. I just thought about it, and I give this out wherever I go. And they could also contact me at capstonemi@gmail.com. And I
Ah,
can send them any information they would like. And or they can even call me. Once they contact me, I can give them my number, and they can contact me that way. I try to stay available 24/7. I never turned my phone off. I did that once, and a number of clergy were trying to get a hold of me
Mm.
because there was an emergency, and they couldn't because I had turned my phone off. I was
Ooh.
going to bed. I was going to bed. I was tired. I said, I don't want to hear from anybody. The next morning, I got the messages. All these people were calling me, texting me, and I found out that one of the pastors had been stabbed 21 times and was near death, and they were calling all of the ministers together to pray. And once I learned that, I said, never again will I turn my phone off. So my phone is on 24/7.
Oh my goodness, that's quite the story. And could you repeat that email address one more time in case anybody missed it?
Capstone, spelt out, MI at gmail.com.
capstonemi@gmail.com.
Exactly.
All right, and folks, if you go to the capstonemi@gmail.com, Maria will be more than happy to connect with you and contact you on more information regarding Capstone Ministries. Correct, Maria?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm looking for people that are looking to serve God, and because I need a team, I can't do it by myself. Those that are interested and want to be part of this, I would welcome you, and I would be so grateful because there's a lot of things. Like I said, we are multifaceted. I do conferences. I do teachings. And like I said, I have the ministry in Africa, and we're looking hopefully to go to Africa next year.
Hmm.
So I'm working on putting a team together. So if you're interested in any of those things, please contact me. Let's get together and see what God wants to do.
All right, fantastic. Now, this portion of the meeting, the interview, I should say, is our shout out portion where you have a chance to give credit to people that made Capstone's ministry possible. If you could give a shout out to anybody or anyone that made this possible for you, who should I give a shout out to?
I have to say, my spiritual dad and my spiritual mom, because they are the ones that taught me, nurtured me, and helped me become the woman that I am today. So without them, this would not have happened.
All right. Now that is truly fantastic. And the last question I have for you is addressed to my crew and fans that actually watch this show. And my crew and my fans, my people, they're called the happy people. And they are always inspired by the great words of wisdom from the people I had on these interviews. They go, "Oh, this is truly amazing, and this is perfect for what I'm going through." So if you have some solid, wise words of wisdom for my crew, my people, the happy people, what would it be?
Years ago, God gave me this saying. He said, "It's not what you go through, but how you go through it that's important." Because life is always going to throw stuff at you. And no matter how, and the way we deal with these circumstances is going to determine the outcome. We can allow these circumstances to crush us and destroy us, or we can learn from them and grow stronger and wiser. So
Hmm.
it's not about the circumstance. It's about how you go through it that's going to determine your future.
And that is a perfect bookend to a wonderful interview. And I got to say, on behalf of all the happy people that are watching this episode, thank you, Pastor Maria Boyd, for taking the time out to be on the Sunday morning chat series with Jesse Oakley III.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. And I always love seeing you.
Love seeing you too. And folks, this concludes this episode of the Sunday Morning Chat Series. For more episodes of the Sunday Morning Chat Series, you can go to prradioconnections.com. You can also go to YouTube on a YouTube channel called PR Connections. And there's a brand new YouTube channel that is out called Sunday Morning Chat Series with Jesse Oakley III, where you get to see past interviews I've done with a plethora of positive people that are making big differences in their community. That's Sunday Morning Chat Series with Jesse Oakley III. On behalf of Maria and all the happy people that are watching, this is Jesse Oakley III signing off on the Sunday Morning Chat Series. Until next time, you take care, my friends. Bye.
PR Connections Radio thanks you for watching this podcast. Check out more episodes of this show and our others at prconnectionsradio.com. PR Connections Radio thanks you for watching this podcast. Check out more episodes of this show and our others at prconnectionsradio.com.